Okay, let's just dive right in with a huge, kind of mind-bending idea. What if the world you experience every single day isn't something that just happens to you, but is actually something that happens from you? The normal way we think about things is that stuff happens out there and then we feel something in here. The temperature drops, so I feel cold. I see a fight, so I feel upset, right? The world acts and we react. It's a simple, straightforward chain of cause and effect. But what if that entire model is completely backwards? Well, the source material we're exploring today, it proposes a radical reversal of that logic. It suggests that our internal world, our thoughts, is actually the cause, and the external world is just the effect. It's not that events make us feel, it's that our thoughts are what create the events we end up experiencing in the first place. So, to really get this, let's first break down that default setting, the way most of us are wired to see the world as the thing that causes our experience. Okay, so look at this side by side. The common view is super simple. Event leads to feeling. But the source's view sticks this radical new step right at the beginning. A thought creates the event, which then leads to the feeling. Now, this isn't just some small tweak. This is a fundamental rewrite of how reality works. And this is the very foundation of what the source material calls the great reversal of how we understand cause and effect. So this is it. This is the one idea that unlocks everything else. It's not just that our thoughts kind of color our perception a little bit. No, the source argues they literally determine it. The world we see out there is a direct projection, it's a witness, to the kind of thoughts we're holding in our minds. The source has a name for this whole process, image making. And honestly, the best way to think about it is like your mind is a movie projector. It's filled with all your thoughts, which are like the film reel. The world out there, that's just the screen. So what you're perceiving isn't some independent reality. It's the movie from your own mind being played out right in front of you. You are literally making the images that you see. Now, if you're feeling a little uneasy with this whole concept, you're not alone. In fact, the source material directly acknowledges that this idea can be deeply frightening, and it digs into exactly why that is. And this question, this gets right to the heart of the fear. I mean, think about it. If the world is just a reflection of my own thoughts, and what I see out there is chaos and violence and just meaninglessness, what does that say about the thoughts that created it? And more importantly, what does that say about me? This is the terrifying chain of logic that can kick off some intense anxiety. It goes like this. Okay, step 1. The world I see is meaningless. Step 2. My thoughts created it, so my thoughts must also be meaningless. Step 3. I believe I am my thoughts. And that leads to the final, horrifying conclusion. Therefore, I am meaningless, that I don't even exist. It feels like a direct attack on our very identity. And this fear, the source explains, leads to this frantic scramble to fill that void. We rush around, trying to write our own meaning onto everything. The source even calls it a kind of competition with God, this desperate attempt to get our ideas out there and make them stick before that underlying emptiness proves we're not real. It's that feeling that we have to make the world mean something, or we're afraid we'll just be erased. But here's the amazing thing. This same logic that creates all that fear, well, it also holds the key to our freedom. So let's flip this around. Let's move from the problem to the solution and look at the incredible power our thoughts actually hold. This right here is one of the most powerful rules in the source material. There are no idle thoughts. None. Every single thought you have is active. It's not just a passing notion, it's a creative force that has a real effect. It's actively contributing to the world you see, for better or for worse. And while our minds can feel like this chaotic storm of a million different thoughts, the source simplifies things radically. At the end of the day, it says there are really only 2 fundamental types of thought you can choose from. Every single thought you have, without exception, contributes to a world of either peace or war, love or fear, truth or illusion. It either extends something real or it just multiplies nothingness. There is absolutely no middle ground. Every thought is a choice, and every choice has a consequence. And here's a really critical warning. We all have this temptation to dismiss the little negative thoughts, right? A minor annoyance at someone in traffic, a fleeting judgment, we think they're no big deal. But the source insists that we have to see them all as equally destructive, because they all come from the exact same root illusion. Before we can ever see them as unreal, we first have to be honest about their destructive intent. So, okay, how do we use all this to actually forge a new way of seeing? The path forward really involves putting all these pieces together. We come right back to the core mechanic. Projection makes perception. The choice is always made first, inside, in the mind. You choose a thought system, either fear or love, and that choice then gets projected outward, becoming the evidence you see in the world. The world doesn't cause your thoughts cause the world you see. And just when you think you've wrapped your head around it, the source adds this one last massive piece to the puzzle. Minds are joined. This means this whole process isn't just you in your own little bubble. The world you create with your thoughts isn't just your world. A thought of fear doesn't just create a bad day for you, it contributes to a shared world of fear for everyone. But, and this is the beautiful part, the exact same is true for a thought of love. Our private thoughts have public consequences. So everything we've talked about brings us right back to this deeply personal place. If it's really true that your thoughts determine the world you see, that projection makes perception, then all the power is with you. Experiencing your world is not a passive event. It's an active choice, a choice you make with every single thought. And that really only leaves one question, doesn't it? What world are you choosing to see?